Mike Sainristil, who's now up to 30 tackles so far this season. It's the Commanders and the Eagles on Sunday Night Primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Hurts. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Now back to throw. He finds Douglas complete. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Commanders making their way out.
And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
2nd and a couple.
At the 36-yard line.
Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down, at least at first glance, as they spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
First down, and they go back to Harris.
Taken down at the 42.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 13 carries, 104 yards, and a score as well.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of '85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's third year playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
At the Eagles' 7-yard line.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Extra point forthcoming. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. A 10-play drive that time, and in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Hurts sets up to throw it. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Boye Mafe in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Now 3rd and 5.
To throw is Daniels. That is caught. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And the throw and the catch were just fine. But against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Play action, now it's Daniels.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7, and it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A gain of 14, first down Commanders.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Daniels.
That is caught by Stewart. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 38-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
An option handoff given to Harris.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
At the 29-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with third and still 7 yards to go.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Eagles offense back out getting set for this next drive.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Throwing is Hurts.
Smith catches left side. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there, and they end up making the play.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 13-7. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 40, right around the 39, so solid starting field position.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
at the 39-yard line.
To the air goes Daniels.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
Now Daniels. And yet again, it's McLaurin.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Daniels looking to throw.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's taken in by Stewart. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Back to throw again. Over the middle, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. from the gun on third down. Daniels. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3-and-out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And his kick here is good. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was the visiting Jets were able to get the road victory. Kyler Murray sharp in the victory as his guys find the win column for just the second time all year. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Anthony Richardson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And lastly, on Monday Night Football, this will be one to tune in for, as they've got a good one lined up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Terry McLaurin headed back onto the field. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this third quarter. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it's second down. Looking to throw. Daniels. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Back to throw. Daniels. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Looking to throw. Daniels. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 45-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 48 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Now here's another carry for Harris. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And a solid run down inside the 30. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Back to throw. Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. From the 45 on 2nd down. Hurts.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire 4th remaining, so stranger things have happened.
A run on 1st down with Shipley.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Now Shipley again.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Another drive coming up for this Washington offense.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Throwing now is Daniels. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Jalen Carter.
He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic, this is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That's complete to Shipley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Conkrum. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter.
Hurts. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
A gain of 12. And an Eagle first down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got Brown on the out route complete.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 17-yard line.
Hurts going to give this to Shipley.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive. Give him the football, and even if the blocking isn't perfect, he has the ability to scatter bodies and move people enough to pick up first downs. That's what we just saw right there.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts.
A 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is back to a 5-point game. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. Sheds off the tackle. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw is Daniels. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. And this series could very well determine our outcome. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That'll be caught by Shipley.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this one complete to Smith. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
He steps out behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Douglas. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up second down.
Straight ahead, Shipley.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Daniels. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Washington going to send out their punter. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's fielded at the 45. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Hurts and the Eagles now. Down by 5. 1:44 to go. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Smith catches left side. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. He'll look to throw. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. And it's caught. And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's caught. And they've won the football game. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the 4th quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for Philadelphia, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's their very first clunker of the year as they'll fall to 12-1. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.